Hi everyone, my name is Kate and welcome back to my wondernetting channel. Today we're gonna crochet two projects, mittens with holes and crochet tie. These two projects are perfect for Halloween outfit and not just for Halloween. Let's start with crochet mittens with holes. These mittens are super easy to make. Oh, it's true. These mittens are super easy to make. All you need is your imagination. While you're crocheting these mittens, first of all, you need to trust yourself, and second of all, you need to know basic crochet stitches like single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, treble crochet. But even if you know only one crochet stitch like single crochet and how to make a chain of air loops, will be enough to make these mittens. But I suggest you to learn how to crochet basic stitches. If you want me to make the video with basic crochet stitches, let me know in the comments. So we have 2 points and that's all to make these mittens. That's all. You can make these mittens not only for Halloween. For example, if you crochet them with white mohair, you can add them in your winter outfit. If you make them with green cotton yarn and add to them crochet rose bracelets, I have a tutorial to it, so you can add it as a detail to your spring or summer outfit. So they're super easy to make. Let's go to the crochet tie. This crochet tie is super easy too, and for Halloween you can make it with this color, for example, red with yellow, green with white, yellow with black, blue with orange. Do you know what I mean? Yes, it's Harry Potter style. So you can wear your white shirt, your tennis skirt, add this tie and maybe some black fabric to your shoulder, and that's all. It's ready to go Harry Potter's outfit. For usual outfits, of course, you can make it one colored and wear it like on these pictures. I hope you've already subscribed to my channel, to my Instagram, and liked this video, and let's get started. To crochet the tie, I use milk color and brown color yarn in 50 grams 160 meters. If you want one color tie, one skein would be enough. Also we need hook, 4.5 millimeters, scissors and needle. Make a starter loop and chain of 2. Insert the hook into the very first loop and make 2 single crochets. Grab the yarn, pull it out and crochet 2 loops on the hook. Insert the hook into the same place and make the same. Chain 1 and turn your work. Insert the hook into the second loop. The loop on the hook doesn't count. And make a single crochet. In the last loop, make 2 single crochets. It's increase. We will make increase in each row into the last stitch. Chain 1, turn your work and insert the hook into the second loop and make single crochet. Crochet until the end of the row and in the last loop make 2 single crochets. Chain 1, turn your work and repeat the same pattern. Insert the hook into the second loop, make single crochet and crochet until the end of the row, and in the very last loop make 2 single crochets. We need to crochet like this 10 rows and we need to have 11 stitches. I crocheted 10 rows and I have 11 stitches. You can count the stitches by these braids on the top. If you want wider tie, you can continue with increases at the end of each row. The width of my tie is 6 centimeters. Let's add new color, and for this you need to finish your last stitch with new color yarn. You need to crochet 2 loops on the hook with new yarn like this. Chain 1 and turn your work. We will continue crocheting without increases. I hold the yarn like this, the end of white yarn and brown, and insert the hook into the second loop right here. I put the hook under the 2 threads and into the loop. Grab the yarn and make a single crochet, and then continue crocheting single crochet till the end of the row with these 2 threads. Chain 1, turn your work, and on the second white row I crochet only with brown thread, like we did. And the last stitch in the second white row I crocheted with brown yarn because the next row will be brown. Slightly tighten the loop, chain 1 and turn your work. Continue crocheting like we did, and after this row you can cut white yarn. Chain 1, turn your work, and here you can cut white yarn. Why aren't we continue crocheting with white yarn in the middle of brown stitches? Because it might be visible, so I cut it off. Continue crocheting by this pattern 10 brown rows and 2 white rows. I crocheted 10 rows, and this is how it should look like. I'll show you again how I add new color, and then you continue crocheting by yourself. The last 2 loops of last stitch we need to crochet with new yarn. Slightly tighten the loop, chain 1 and turn your work. Continue crocheting with 2 threads in the middle of the stitches. Chain 1, turn your work, and you can continue only with brown thread in the middle of the stitches. The last 2 loops crocheted with brown yarn, chain 1, turn your work, and repeat the pattern. You can continue crocheting like this until the end of the whole tie. I have 17 white stripes, but I'll make the part around the throat narrower. I've crocheted 7 white stripes and it's 44 centimeters, and now I'm going to narrow my tie. I've already crocheted the first brown row, and from the second we're gonna start to make decreases. Insert the hook into the second stitch, pull out the loop, insert the hook into the third stitch, pull out the loop too. You have 3 loops on the hook, and crochet them together like this. And continue crocheting until the end of the row. Chain 1, turn your work and make decrease again. Insert the hook into the second stitch, pull out the loop, insert the hook into the third stitch, pull out the loop, and crochet 3 loops together. Continue crocheting. Chain 1, turn your work and make decrease again. So right now I have 7 stitches, and I continue crocheting like we did with 7 stitches without increases until the end of the whole tie. Narrow part is 4 centimeters. And this is my finished tie. At the end I made chain 1, cut the yarn and pull out the loop. Hide all the ends with needle between stitches, and that's it. I made 17 white stripes. The length is 130 centimeters. And this is the final result. You can wear it in different ways, and now I'll show you how I tie my tie. And let's go to the mittens with holes. For mittens, we'll need less than 1 skein of any yarn. I have acrylic yarn, hook suitable for your yarn size, scissors, and needle. Let's start with chain of air loops. The length of this chain should be equal to your arm circumference. I make a chain of 25 air loops. You should understand the principle of crocheting the mittens like this. There is no pattern to crochet these mittens. For example, I want to start with double crochet, so I add 3 more air loops, yarn over, and insert the hook into the 4th loop. Grab the yarn, pull it out, and crochet first 2 loops, then 2 more. Then I want to make another double crochet into the next loop. And then I want to make a chain of air loops. It doesn't matter how many I chained. Of course, you can count down loops and how many you've done, but then you won't have the pulled hole effect. So then I won't just make single crochet. For example, you can crochet double crochet or treble crochet. Turn on your imagination. Let's make different stitches to the end of the row. Just try it. So this is my first row and how it looks like. Then I go to the second row, chain of air loops, doesn't matter how many, because then you turn your work and continue making different stitches with chain of air loops and another different stitches. You can make these stitches right into this hole that we made in the first row. The main principle is to keep the approximate boundaries so that you get a rectangular upwards. The last stitches you make and see if they go beyond the boundaries of your first chain. If so, remove a few stitches. So turn on your imagination and continue crocheting up to the desired height of the mittens. And I suggest you to write down how many rows you've done because you need it when you're gonna make the second mitten. This is what I've got, almost rectangular shape. And now leave a longer tip. You can cut the yarn and pull out the loop. Place the hand to your work like this. We need to determine where we need to leave the place for the thumb. Take a needle and sew the edges together. Where the thumb is, I thread the needle through the loops down and continue stitching. At the bottom, I make a few knots, hide the end, and cut the yarn. And this is what we've got, our mittens with holes. So you see, it's super easy to make crochet mittens with holes, crochet tie. I hope you did it well. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments. Also, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, and see you in the next video. Bye, kiddos!